most trustless name in news.
Finding the next major narrative of the bull markets isn't something you need to be an expert to do. All it takes is perking those ears up and listening to what is going on during the bear, which isn't easy for many as they lose their passion for crypto during the downtime and their attention quickly fades. But luckily we have our ears open and ready for information and news, and we love to relay that information to you. What's the next big wave in crypto? We'll find out in about 10 minutes because it's time for Chico Crypto. In the past, I've been pretty spot on with calling the narratives of the crypto markets. 2017, it was ICOs. In 2020, it was DeFi. In 2021, it was NFTs. The only one I missed was meme coins, and that is because I'm looking for real use cryptos, not just quick pump and dumps, which is a majority of meme coins. Although the next big narrative is as real as it gets, this is real world asset tokenization, RWAs. RWAs the next narrative? Well, it's pretty dang obvious when you hear what the real world powerhouses are doing and saying, like Larry Fink, CEO of the financial powerhouse giant Blackrock.
I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities.
Next generation markets include the tokenization of the RWA financial securities. So who exactly is the leader in this space? Who has been tokenizing stocks, bonds, and other investment contracts? Well, like I showed earlier this week, BlackRock is tokenizing money market funds in collaboration with JP Morgan and their blockchain Onyx. Onyx is a private permissioned fork of Ethereum. It's not public blockchain tokenization, although eventually there will be a bridge that connects this to the world of public Ethereum DeFi. So who else? Are there any players in the space tokenizing on a public blockchain and using DeFi? Actually, yes, there is. Have you ever heard of Franklin Templeton? Well, they are a global investment firm that as of 2021 had over $1.5 trillion worth of assets under their management. AKA, they manage assets worth more than the entire crypto ecosystem, which is around $1.3 trillion. And Franklin is diving into the world of tokenization. All the way back in 2019, over 4 years ago, the firm announced they were going to tokenize a government money market fund on Stellar. So what is the status of this? Did it ever launch, and has it been a success? Well, as we can see, it took about a year and a half for it to get launched. The first token movements for the fund happened in April of 21. From RWA.xyz, which tracks the performance and liquidity of RWA assets and protocols, we can see at the beginning of this year, the fund had just over 100 million in tokenized government treasuries on Stellar. And they were one of the 3 players, but they were dominating space. Throughout this year, as the narrative has grown, more players have entered, but Stellar and Franklin are still dominating. The fund AUM has grown to over 323 million, tripling in just 3 months, and they control just under 50% of this market. But is Stellar the only player partnering with Franklin Templeton? Are there other crypto projects helping the investment giant in their path to tokenization? Actually, yes. Franklin has decided to bet on Ethereum 2, specifically a certain Ethereum Layer 2. Earlier this year in April, it was announced that they would be expanding the money market fund to the POLYGON blockchain. Although if we check out the stats and performance, it hasn't seen fireworks yet. In 7 months, there has only been just over $2 million worth of tokenized shares on the Ethereum Layer 2. Although Polygon and Stellar aren't the only 2 tokenizing financial securities like government treasuries, there is another big player in this space. As we can see, the second largest player behind Franklin and Stellar is ONDO, with over 158 million in short-term US government bonds tokenized. And this has exploded as well this year, going from under 1 million AUM at the beginning to 158 million today. And as we can see, this is tokenized on Ethereum's layer 1. Although if we look further down the list, we can see ONDO is also tokenizing these bonds on Polygon, and that has a better AUM than Franklin Templeton's product on the chain with them. But speaking of ONDO, we need to talk about the possibility of an airdrop. Ring those alarms, because airdrops are hot right now due to the success of the Celestia TIA airdrop, which has already racked up an impressive $341 million market cap. So why do I think ONDO will be doing an airdrop? Well, going to their documentation, they have an ONDO token explainer within it, and say ONDO is a governance token for Flux Finance and the ONDO DAO. The ONDO team believes that setting the token distribution should be an iterative effort in collaboration with the community. With this in mind, the majority of tokens will be held by the ONDO DAO itself. The team and community can experiment with multiple distribution mechanisms. Example, sales, airdrops, liquidity mining, as decided by DAO governance. They mention airdrop within their docs. Yeah, it's highly possible the DAO votes to reward users of their products, the institutional ones and the retail DeFi ones through the product Flux. And if you didn't know, CoinGecko already has a preview of the token on their site. To me, it looks like this could be coming at any time. Although, my friends, RWAs aren't limited to financial securities, investment contracts like stocks or government bonds. RWAs extend way beyond this, including the sector of real-world loans. Now, who is the leader in this space, utilizing DeFi to expand liquidity in the private credit market? Well, checking out RWA.xyz's section on this sector, we can see the protocol with the most total loans is Maple Finance, with over 1.78 billion. Then TrueFi with over 1.73 billion, and then Centrifuge with over 471 million. And something seems to be bubbling with the leader, Maple Finance. As we can see in the past month alone, Maple is growing and growing suspiciously, issuing over 31 million in new loans. Well, just yesterday, Maple announced that they added support for their protocol to the Coinbase base chain. On the surface, this doesn't look like much, just a normal expansion across the chain. But you need to read between the lines to understand the possible coming importance. As we can see, Anthony Basile tweeted this about their launch. Welcome to Base Chain, Maple Finance. On-chain financial markets for institution are here. Time to scale. Who is Anthony? Well, from his LinkedIn, we can see he is head of allocators, cap intro, and tokenization at Coinbase Institutional. Why would the head of institutional tokenization be tweeting about this? They don't do this for everyone. Well, in my opinion, there is something going on between the two, behind the scenes, and something big is coming. In my opinion, Maple is a buy. Remember, the protocol has facilitated over 1.7 billion in loans, and looking at its market cap, it's just 53 million. Going back to RWA.xyz, we can see as of right now, there is over 133 million in total loans active. The TVL of the protocol is over 2x its market cap. Well, viewers, don't sleep on RWAs, and don't sleep on the ones mentioned. And finally, don't sleep on the possible ONDO airdrop. RWAs are no doubt the narrative of the next bull cycle. So let's get REAL real. Cheers. I'll see you next time.
The most trustless name in news.